First of all, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for not only accepting me as your patron, but thank you also for inviting me here today.
May 2025. The gentle sunlight of a London afternoon spreads across the ancient streets. In front of the cameras of hundreds of reporters and the expectant eyes of the people. A luxury car slowly stops in front of the main hall of a grand event. The car door opens, and the woman stepping out is none other than Kate Middleton, Princess of Wales. Not wearing too luxurious clothes, not saying too many words, but it is her gentle smile and warm eyes that make the whole space quiet. Many people will say, she's back. But for millions of others, that return has a much greater meaning. It is the return of an icon, of a woman who has gradually overcome adversity with all her strength and heart. Kate Middleton, from an ordinary girl, step by step entered one of the oldest royal families in the world. Life seems like a fairy tale. But it is also full of pressure and strict demands from the public, the media and the royal mission. But perhaps no one could have expected that. Behind those elegant and well-groomed appearances is an extremely quiet journey that only those involved can understand. An internal battle with illness, with expectations, and with herself. When Kate waved to the public at the VE Day event in 2025, that image was not simply a comeback. It was a living testament to her inner strength. To her spirit of overcoming adversity, and especially, to her growing role in shaping the future of the British royal family. That comeback did not come from a media campaign. It was not the result of an image-building plan. It comes from Kate's own choice, the choice to step into the light, after months of treatment for a serious illness. The choice to continue her mission for the community, for her family, and for the trust that millions of British people are placing in her. At a time when the whole country is facing instability, from political upheaval, challenges to trust in the monarchy, to the decline in the health of King Charles himself, the image of Kate Middleton has become a symbol of stability for a new generation that knows how to combine tradition and modernity. She is not just the wife of the prince. She is not simply the mother of 3 royal children. She is the embodiment of hope, of the gentle but courageous transformation of the British monarchy. In this video, we will look back at Kate Middleton's journey from her worrying absence to her battle with cancer, and then her inspiring comeback. A story not just of a royal woman, but of human strength, of perseverance, and of faith in the future. Let's begin. At the beginning of 2024, Britain began to experience a strange period. The absence of Kate Middleton. There were no more familiar images of her at charity events, no appearances at royal ceremonies at the beginning of the year. And even the official social network of the royal family did not give any clear reason for this absence. The press exploded with consecutive questions. Where is Kate? Why did she disappear? From reputable newspapers such as The Guardian, BBC, to social media sites, all were filled with rumors. Some people thought she was pregnant for the 4th time. Others were worried about an incident within the royal family. And there were also people who questioned whether something serious was happening with her health. The silence from Kensington Palace only added to the anxiety. Images of Kate and her family suddenly disappeared from the media lens, without explanation, without a clear announcement. For a member of the royal family, who has always been loved by the public, this was an unusual and shocking silence. Until March 22, 2024, the whole of Britain seemed to hold its breath when a short video was released from Kensington Palace. In it, Kate Middleton, a serious face, but still maintaining her usual gentleness, looked straight into the lens and shared. After abdominal surgery in January, doctors discovered that I have cancer. And I am currently undergoing chemotherapy. Just a few sentences, but like a thunderbolt from the sky. The woman that the whole country was used to seeing in elegant dresses, standing in the middle of solemn ceremonies, now appeared like any other sick person, resilient but fragile. The global press reported in droves. Millions of messages of support were sent to Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace. No more baseless speculation, now there was sympathy and prayers. Kate did not give many details, she did not specify the type of cancer, did not reveal the specific condition. But that made people respect her all the more. Her privacy was preserved, as any mother and wife would want in the most difficult time. Meanwhile, the media began to pay attention to another aspect, the steadfastness of the royal family. Despite the crisis, they still maintained the standard in the way they handled information. No drama, no emotional exploitation, just the truth, and a woman who is healing in her own way. Kate Middleton chose silence, but it was not the silence of fear. It was the silence of a warrior, preparing for the journey to overcome the greatest challenge of her life. And in that silence, a symbol gradually took shape, not of weakness, but of determination. Amid the gloomy atmosphere of spring 2024, the British people were still worried. They wondered, how is Kate Middleton? Is the treatment progressing? Will she return to her old self? But for many months, the princess did not appear. No more walking with William at events, no more gentle smiles in the crowd. Everything was immersed in absolute silence. For the press, it was an uncomfortable void. For the people, it was a creeping sadness. But for Kate, it was a necessary silence. She did not want her appearance to overshadow the main story, the fight against cancer that millions of others were facing. She wanted to be a normal patient, with time to recover. Private space to listen to her body, and most importantly, enough strength to maintain the role of mother. During the long days of treatment, Kensington Palace rarely updated Kate's condition. But close sources revealed that she went through cycles of chemotherapy, painful, tired, but never collapsed. Her husband, Prince William, took on most of the royal representative work. But behind the palace doors, he was a devoted husband, always by his wife's side during every stage of recovery. The three children, George, Charlotte and Louis, were still taken to school. Still had picnics, still had stories to tell their mother in the evenings. Despite being exhausted, Kate still tried to keep a stable pace of life for her children, not wanting them to feel the burden that their mother was carrying. It was in those simple moments that Kate's image became more real and close. No longer a princess in gorgeous dresses, or a person speaking in front of hundreds of cameras. She was a mother, a wife, and a woman facing her own fragility. In an informal interview, a close family friend revealed, Kate doesn't want people to pity her. She just wants to recover in her own way, slowly, carefully and with determination. And during this time, letters of support from people all over the world came to Kensington Palace. Thousands of letters, prayers, and messages from people who had gone through the same thing. Kate read each letter. She remembered each story. It was not just a comfort, but a motivation to help her not feel alone in this difficult journey. Because cancer, as scary as it is, cannot stop love. It cannot extinguish faith. And Kate Middleton in her silence wrote a powerful chapter, without fanfare, without glory. She fought, not only for herself, but also to bring hope to those who are struggling with the terrible disease. It is no longer the story of a princess. It is the story of life. January 2025, after nearly a year of battling cancer, Kensington Palace officially announced, Kate Middleton has recovered well and is ready to return to royal duties. This news immediately spread at breakneck speed across the international media, but what moved the public was not her return, but the way she returned. May 8, 2025, at the Victory in Europe Day, VE Day, celebration, Kate appeared in public for the first time after her treatment. She stepped out of the car, as gentle as ever. But her steps were the steps of someone who had overcome a great storm in her life. No sad eyes. No hidden things. Only confidence, the light of a soul that had just been tested and now revived. Kate wore an elegant white dress, simple but sophisticated. She shook hands with veterans, bowed slightly to the people, and smiled a warm smile that seemed to say it all. I made it. I'm back. And I'm ready. The whole of Britain fell silent for a moment as the image appeared on live television. Social networks were flooded with congratulations and emotional shares from people from all walks of life. One mother wrote, "I went through chemotherapy too. Seeing Kate back. I feel like I'm gaining strength." A former nurse posted, "She's not just a princess, she's a living symbol of resurrection." But the special thing is Kate doesn't return as a perfect, aloof royal figure. She returns as a normal woman who fought, who suffered, and now stands. That makes her closer than ever. Prince William is always by her side, his eyes full of pride. Their bond, beyond the flashbulbs, is a story of enduring love in a turbulent royal family. Not only did Kate appear at VE Day, she also attended a series of events in the following weeks. From memorial services, activities with children, to meetings with charity organizations. In each appearance, Kate maintained her simplicity and sincerity. She did not talk much about her illness. Instead, she acted. Listening, holding hands, giving empathy. That was how she chose to communicate with the world. And that is what makes this comeback special. It is not a media event, but a real journey of a person who has experienced and brought that experience to serve the community. Kate did not return to be a princess. She returned to be Kate, a woman of the new era, inspiring with her own life. This return, according to many commentators, is a pivotal moment. Not just for Kate personally, but for the entire British royal family. In the context of King Charles continuing his treatment, and Prince William having to divide his efforts between dozens of responsibilities, Kate has become a symbol of balance between past and present, between tradition and innovation. She did not change to fit the role changed to fit her. And from here, a new chapter has opened not just for Kate, but for a dynasty seeking consensus in a new era. Kate Middleton did not stop at just returning, she was ready for a bigger role than ever. During her treatment, when she was no longer caught up in the whirlwind of protocol, Kate had time to reflect, re-evaluate her position and goals in the royal family. Immediately after her recovery, Kate took the initiative to relaunch the Early Years campaign, a passionate project she initiated in 2020. This project focuses on the early years of a child's life, with a focus on mental health, early education, and the living environment. But the remarkable thing is not the scale of the project, but the way Kate implements it, working directly with psychologists, educational scientists, and even inviting parents with special circumstances to share. She organizes community workshops, expanding the support network for parents from urban to rural areas. For Kate, this is not simply a charity activity, but a long-term vision for a happier and more stable future generation. The focus on this area is not accidental. Kate understands that mental health is a growing problem, especially after the pandemic, economic crisis, and social media pressure. She chose to go deep into the roots instead of the surface, aiming for prevention rather than cure. The media calls her the foundation builder for the future kingdom. Many analytical articles show that the way Kate leads campaigns is strategic, not noisy, but effective and sustainable. Within the royal family, she has also become a central figure. King Charles, facing health problems, has increasingly given Kate more responsibilities. From representing the royal family at international events to participating in planning public programs with Prince William. Observers say, the British royal model is gradually shrinking. focus on key members with a good image and real influence. And Kate is the perfect piece for that strategy, a combination of calm, intelligence and service. A survey in June 2025 by YouGov showed that 74% of the British people believe Kate Middleton is the ideal role model for the future Queen. Not because she was born in a palace, but because her actions and ethics have built that trust. Kate has blurred the gap between the royal family and the people, not with colourful statements, but with a quiet presence, listening and practical action. No longer Prince William's wife, she is being seen as an independent leader, a modern woman who inspires through her own journey. We are witnessing a significant turning point, where Kate Middleton is not just an icon, but also a guide. A bridge between tradition and modernity, between the royal family and the people. And the precious thing is she doesn't ask for it. She simply acts, and it is that simplicity and sincerity that creates the greatest strength. Thank you for watching. If you believe that willpower can change a dynasty, please subscribe to help us spread stories like this.